Hi, Mr. Forbes. So today I will present to you my latest project, which is on top cheese. Just to put you back in context, top cheese, I'm 3D printing hockey sticks made from hemp and from carbon fiber, which makes the sticks more, they are stronger and lighter than all of the other carbon fiber sticks out there in the market. So I'll present to you my Excel project. So I'll be talking about Module 8 and Module 11 for my Excel project. I'll first talk about my Module 8. In Module 8, I'm working with Trendlines, pivot tables, pivot charts, and slicers, which are very useful in business. I think Module 8 is the most useful tool that I've learned um, so far in your courses. Um, so first, I'll go and explain what is a trend line. First, a trend line is a critical tool in finance when looking at stocks or bonds when investing. You can see a variation in the market price and the face value really easily. Um, so trend lines, we all know that stocks and bonds are always constantly fluctuating because of the economy and the because of the external factors. So we can gather all of these external factors and all of the external factors that can change a stock price or a bond price, and we can see some trends uh, with a lot who has a relationship with profits, and you can see when or when or not to invest in a certain stock or a certain bond just by seeing the trend the stock as with the all of these external factors. So it is very easy and useful. It puts a thousand of data together into a simple chart who updates really easily. So a pivot chart and pivot tables are useful elements to use when analyzing multiple data, since you can change or pivot selected categories quickly without having to manipulate the worksheet itself. It allows you to spot relationships you may not spot at first. Um, so what I love about this chapter is that they present handy tools that I know I will use the future to examine a series of data quickly or to pitch a certain idea to investors and trying to convince them with visual proof that my project will work. What I'm saying by this is that if I have a project, I want to start a business, I want to go and look for investors. So I go and present my project. If I don't have concrete numbers and concrete examples and concrete charts, the investors, if I just show them a big pile of numbers, of data, I know they are good with numbers, investors, but they cannot handle thousands of data such as Excel can do. So they won't understand anything. So what you want to do here is that you want to to persuade them with simple data that you've gathered from all of these um, uh, from all of these tables, and you can show them why your company will success. You can show your target market if the target market right now are um, spending between 500 2000 200 and $500. You can see that you're in the price range. You can see that they are willing to buy, they are not scared of buying, that your product is going great, that your investments are going great, your numbers, your balance sheets or income statements are showing that you're rising and that your share value is also rising. So really, a simple pivot chart and pivot table can persuade an investor really easily, um, and it is very simple to use. So a company can also use this table to keep track of customers' tendencies throughout the year and can focus on particular products for marketing purposes. Overall, Chapter 8 is great and the great and the tool that everyone should know about in business. As for Module 11, in Module 11 we learn how to understand VBA code and explain event-driven programs, use user interfaces, and add and configure worksheets from controls and much more. Um, I, I stated these three features since they are, I think, the core elements in this chapter. However, contrary to Module 8, I did not choose this chapter for its usefulness, but for the challenge it provided me with. First, I want to say that the VBA is obviously the most door-opening feature there is in Excel, since you can do anything if you learn the coding language of Excel. Someone who masters the VBA language is an asset in the business world, since he can do what he wants with the application, and the possibilities are endless. So I said that the module 11 is not very useful, but when I was saying this, I wasn't really including the VBA. VBA, as we all know, is the most useful tool in Excel. I learned that the VBA can really change worksheets and can change how you're functioning in Excel. Uh, it can it can very be it it is it can be very useful when used properly. However, when I'm saying that module 11 is not very useful, is that I'm talking about form controls. So for form controls, we now configure worksheet form controls, and I do not see myself using the user interface really much in the future. Indeed, it is much more useful than the Word forms since the data can be automatically linked to another worksheet. As I did my Word project, I had a form, but you had to send it in email, and then you have to open it, and then you have to enter all of the data that were entered into another Excel worksheet. So it is really not useful. The form in Word is not the best. I wouldn't recommend it at all. Um, so avoiding transfer by hand the entries. However, they were hard to manage and were kept having errors constantly. When running the VBA coding, I kept having to stop since my index entries were constantly expanding, erasing my row numbers entries. I think that there are much more powerful and useful tools out there on the internet that can do the job much better than Excel. Um, because when I was using the checkboxes were linked. Some were linked together, some were not. Some were double checking. Really, I had a hard time. Even though I used group boxes, it did not change anything. I had to cut and delete all of these checkbox, redo all of this to always to keep doing the same thing over and over, deleting checkboxes, redoing them, putting group boxes, and grouping them together. Really, it was a real pain. So that is why I wouldn't recommend Excel. As we all know, there's online platforms on the internet that everyone has access to, contrarily to Excel, where you need to own the application on your computer. You need a subscription to it. While on the internet, you can have free, simple forms you have access to that are really, really easy to use. And you can just import these data into your Excel worksheet. So I will show you my Excel form. So here's my Excel form. Um, so first there's as we all know, the original, click the button and complete the form. So I'll complete it. If I do my name, contrarily to Word, you don't have to click directly on the boxes as just like because you were restricted to, but in here you just have to click one button and it is done automatically. Enter all of the data. It's really easy, simple. You know what you need to enter. You don't have any problems. Okay. Date of birth. Just put 2021 just to show you. So here, as we can see, I've entered all of the data, but there's no restrictions on like the phone, zip code, date of birth. There's no restrictions. I put date of birth, I put June 10th, 2021. We all know that you cannot be born June 10th, 2021 because we're not even in 2021. So there's no restrictions, and contrarily to like online forms where you can have some simple restricted data entries where the people need to really put a valid date of birth. I know that I could go into VBA and do some coding, uh, but the online form does it for you already. So why do it again? It is already done. So we just use the online form. It is much more easier. Maybe if you want to save costs, I can understand why you're using the Excel, but I would choose the online form if you want to save paint. So then here, if I'm left or right-handed, I can choose either one. Flex I desire. Can choose. This is a combo box I use. I really it is a great tool to use when using forms because you cannot choose um, the, the 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 combo box entry doesn't allow you to choose multiple entries. They are really just you need to choose only one of them in all of your selections. So I thought it was very useful, and without having to use all of these combo boxes, all of these check boxes and combo boxes to put them all together, and it is a real pain. Um, where do you want your kick? Mid? Which curve do you prefer? Oh, the P30. Um, and because I'm using this because I had a lot of problems when I was putting my checkboxes. When they were checkboxes, just if they were not one, how can I say, one on top of the other, and they were one side by side, they were linked together. When I was clicking one, they were selecting the two of them, and you're restricted to, even though they weren't couple boxes, you were restricted to putting them one on top of the other. So I really had problems with this, and that is why I use these simple combo boxes that were helping me out a lot. But when you're finished, you're just clicking on step 2 right here. It is loading. It is erasing all of your entries right here. He says that. Um, and where it is going, I'll show you. Uh, it is going into client info form. Here you can see I've entered my datas. They're right here. Really as easy as that. They are all of them are here. Then if they want to send it, go here. Their order number is here. You just click final step to click and send. So this is a simple VBA code I put in. So it automatically um, opens for them their Office 365 Outlook, and they can put their address, their own. This is my mom's Hotmail, but I could have put mine here just because she connected on mine earlier. So it sends it right at my address. Contrarily to Word, I was complaining about that I could not put a function like this where they cannot just push a button and it sends it right away. So here we can see that they can do it in Excel with the VBA. So they just have to choose they just have to attach a certain document and my document, and here we go. They can send it as easy as that. If I go into my client info, they are all here, and then I'll show you my module 8, what I did with my module 8. Um, so here are simple pivot table and pivot charts. So here I clear my filters. So there's 3 pivot tables, 3 pivot charts. First of all, my first pivot table, uh, as we can see, we have all of the orders I had. There's the name of the clients. There's the number of sticks they ordered. Um, we can see that I have 4 sticks ordered. And just to show you, I did a simple code with VBA also. Here there's 1, 2, 3, 4 Guillaume Plante. And it is already into my pivot table right here because I did a simple code with VBA where when there's a change in my form right here, when there's a simple change in this, it refreshes all of the workbook. I'll show you right here. This is it. So when I did a private sub, when the worksheet changed, so I came here, I came and click on the worksheet. and I click. You can There's a lot of options here. Want to calculate a certain thing into your worksheet or whatever, but I click on change, and so this tells Excel that when there's a change in my worksheet, that I want all of this workbook to refresh. So this easy and simple code that I know I will use a lot in the future um, refreshes all of my pivot tables and pivot charts automatically, so I don't have to do it again and again and again over and over. I just come into my latest order that I had from my latest customer, and I can see all of my last orders I had with those customers, and they are all entered automatically into these charts and tables. So I thought it was a useful and simple VBA code. So here you can use slicers to filter who wants what. So just for example, who wants a P28? You can see that it's Fred Kulak, and he wants it low kick here. So if we can say that who wants a P88 curve, you can see that Guillaume Plant and Crosby wants one. The one who wants the low kick, Crosby wants the low kick, wants the mid kick, Guillaume wants the mid kick. So the slicers and this, it shows you visually. It is very simple to understand, and I think this is why it is the most useful tool. Here we can see uh, I'm gathering information about the clients. I know that there's a lot more left-handed players that they are right-handed that are purchasing my sticks. As easy as that, simple. I could have put titles on my pie my pie chart right here, and then here I'm showing customer tendencies. So customer tendencies, I can see that there's five customers who wants low kick sticks instead of mid kick sticks. So I can see that maybe I want to target more uh, people with on the market with low kick sticks, and maybe I want to target I don't know if they were. I could have put a filter here if they were forward or defenseman, and I could see if there's more defensemen who want more powerful or if they want more quick release sticks. Um, so there's a plethora of options that you can use. You can have a lot and multiple of data of pivot tables and pivot charts. I know I will use this in the future. It's very useful. I recommend for everyone to know about this feature. Um, so I think this wraps up my project, my Excel project. So I'll send to you my workbook right here attached, and I'll attach it with my website. So thank you and have a great day.